Hi, in this video today I'm going to be talking to you about a current success story. We just happened to re-examine this child yesterday in our clinic and can't wait to share it with you. But before I do, let's tell you how you can connect with us. If you're local, call us at 618-288-1489. If you're not local, that's okay. Go to our website at visionforlifeworks.com. You can read all kinds of success stories. You can look at lots of information there about what we do. You can also take a quiz, and you can schedule consultations. All right, so let's talk about this patient. So just a little bit of background information about her. She came into our clinic approximately a year ago in April, and she had a lot of things that were going on with her, but a couple of things really stood out, which was that she was taking some speech therapy. She had a lot of test anxiety, and she was struggling with some reading things. She would forget words that she learned, flip-flop letters and numbers, so almost looked like maybe, was it dyslexia? And then there were some other issues, like forgetting what she was reading or forgetting new stuff that she had learned. Again, just a minute ago I said she forgot some words that she was learning, but she also would forget some new concepts. So at the initial evaluation, we did what's called a functional visual field, and I just want to share with you what that looked like. So this was the initial field for her right eye, and then if we flip it over and we take a look here, we've got the field for the left eye. So these are considered to be small. We do want the functional field to cover a larger portion of the page. And anytime we do see something small similar to this, we can definitely suspect that that person probably is going to have some struggles when it comes to reading. All right, let's fast forward. What happened just recently, as of yesterday, with her recheck? Well, let's take a peek at her new functional visual field. And we can see that this is her right eye. That's considerably larger than what we saw before, which was this right here. And then let's take a look at the new left eye yesterday versus before. Again, huge comparison, huge difference, right? So no comparison maybe is what I should say rather than a huge comparison. So we're super excited for this young patient. Now let's look at a couple of other things just to report. So initially, in addition to having some test anxiety, some issues with speech, forgetting words, flip-flopping letters, numbers, and those sorts of things, these were her original diagnoses. She had convergence insufficiency. She had a problem with tracking, which would be a what's called a saccadic dysfunction, but also she had a pursuit dysfunction, which means following an object even just smoothly. She had difficulty with that. She has some peripheral restriction, which I showed you on those visual fields. She had what's called a binocular vision disorder, which kind of encompasses a lot of different things associated with how we use our two eyes together well as a team. And that included some suppression of one of her eyes. And so if we look at just yesterday, we can say that several of these things were better. And let me just share with you which ones. So we noted that she was no longer suppressing on tests yesterday, that she had healthier, what we call vergence ranges, which means her ability to cross her eyes inward, but also take the eyes outward and relax them at distance and at near, which is going to help out to resolve that convergence insufficiency in the long run. It's also going to help out with that binocular vision dysfunction in the long run. And then lastly, the peripheral restriction that we had noted. Definitely remember that visual field that we showed, which was really small, and now it's much larger. So that is getting better. And we will wait, we'll test her more on saccades and pursuits on the next visit coming up in a couple of months from now, about 3 to 4 months or so. So stay tuned because we may be doing another updated video on how she's improving. But I expect to see some significant changes. She's a patient that probably will end up jumping anywhere from 2 or 3 to maybe even 7 grade levels in reading by the time that we're finished working with her. So if you're thinking, that might be promising for my child, maybe even promising for yourself, you can certainly go to our website, visionforlifeworks.com, read about what we do, take a quiz, read some success stories. But it sounds like it might be time for you to take action if you're thinking about that. And so if you're local, call us at 618-288-1489 or schedule a consultation on our website. And as I always say, make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe for this video, and other videos that you'll get just like this one. And then also, please pass this video on if you think it could be beneficial to someone else. Thank you.